Hi, my name is Umberto Mucci and this is We the ItaliaNews, a podcast about Italy during coronavirus times. Today is Thursday, October 7, 2021. As of today, 72.6% of the Italian population is fully vaccinated. Considering only the over 12s targeted by the vaccination campaign, 79.6% of the Italians are fully vaccinated. European Medicine Agency has approved the third dose for Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. Immunocompromised patients should receive the vaccine at least 28 days after the second dose. For those with normal health conditions, a new booster after 6 months can be done to bring back the number of antibodies. Although many countries had already made decisions in this sense, including Italy, the opinion of the EMA was highly anticipated because it puts together all the evidence accumulated so far from numerous individual studies. In the same day, a study published by the Italian National Health Institute shows that mRNA COVID vaccine jab effectiveness remains stable after 7 months, but not for all. In the general population, effectiveness against infection after 7 months remained at 89%, while against hospitalization and death, this time 6 months after the second dose, it remained at 96% and 99% respectively. The report said that immunocompromised people saw their protection against infection drop from 28 days after the second dose, with the reduction varying widely according to which diseases cause the weakened immune system. Efficacy among people over the age of 80 and nursing home residents also decreased slightly but remained above 80%. The Italian government is considering whether to extend a third vaccine dose to the whole population. To date, the third dose, which started on September 20, has only been given to immunocompromised patients over 80s, nursing home residents and operators, and health workers over 60 or with comorbidities or other factors leading to increased exposure to possible infection. Meanwhile, this afternoon, the Italian government should approve a new decree law on measures against COVID, reopen the clubs and discos, but with the capacity reduced to 35% indoor and 50% outdoor, while increasing the capacity of places of culture and sports facilities. Cinemas, theaters and concert halls go to 80% indoors and 100% outdoors. Stadiums and sports arenas instead 50% indoors and 75% outdoors. As mentioned in the previous video, last Sunday and Monday, many Italians have voted to renew the mayors of their cities. The most important elections, those in the largest cities and in the only region where voting was held, Calabria, gave these results. In Milan, Bologna and Naples, the center-left won and elected the mayor. In Rome and Turin, there will be a runoff between the center-right and center-left candidates. In Calabria, the president of the region will be the center-right candidate. Less than 50% of those who had the right to vote actually did it. Once again, there has been a glaring lack of female candidates. In the election of the first 20 cities by number of citizens, out of 40 candidates, 38 were men and only 2 women. According to a research published by LinkedIn, the largest online professional network in the world, Italians would like to work a little from home and a little in the office. The hybrid form is preferred by 47% of respondents. On the other hand, 30% would prefer to work full-time in the office, while just 23% would prefer to work full-time from home. Going into specifics, the survey highlights how the hybrid work model remains a favorite for women who show the greater preference, 52.9%, compared to men, 41.9%. On the other hand, the youngest category of professionals, up to 24 years old, is the only one who prefers working in an office to the hybrid mode. 37% of those who expressed the preference to take advantage of smart working, whether full or part-time, cited finding a better work-life balance as their motivation. 32% wanted to avoid the difficulties associated with commuting, while 21% said they felt more productive at home than in the office. Among people who prefer to work in the office, on the other hand, the most popular motivation, 44%, relates to the pleasure of being surrounded by other people and colleagues during working hours, while another large portion, 36%, think they are more productive working in the office. A particularly sensitive issue in this period is related to the possible request by employers of the vaccination certificate to their employees before the actual return to the office. From this point of view, the sensitivity on the part of Italian workers is quite clear. For about 70% of participants, it is very or quite important to require that all employees are vaccinated for the return to the office. As we all know, water is a very important good. In Italy, there are many difficulties in making it reach all the Italian houses, especially in the south and in particular in Sicily, which has received a big rejection on the project submitted for the expenditure of funds of the National Recovery and Resilience Plan. None of the 31 investment projects presented by Sicilian consortia and entities has met all the criteria for the selection of projects to improve water supply through the money of the recovery plan. There are 23 eligibility criteria for obtaining funding, and they cover, among other points, the level of enforceability of the work, the extent of water savings, the area covered by the intervention, the technologies used, and the environmental benefits produced. To be eligible, projects had to meet all 23 criteria. There is still a chance for funding because there will be a further selective process that will end in November 2021. It is to be hoped that finally also the south of Italy will be very soon able to use professionals who know how to write the projects in the right way. Otherwise, the risk is to lose even the European money of the recovery plan, as has been already happened for years for this very reason with the European funds that existed before COVID. The season of incredible success for Italy never seems to stop. This time I won't tell you about a sports success, but something even more prestigious. Italy's Giorgio Parisi won the Nobel Prize for Physics. Rome-born Parisi, 73, won the prize for his research on complex systems. A theoretical physicist at Rome's La Sapienza University and the National Nuclear Physics Institute, Parisi is also vice president of the Accademia dei Lincei. He shared the prize with a Japanese and a German colleague. Italy has now won 20 Nobels, including 12 for science and 2 for women. Grazia Deledda for literature in 1926 and Rita Levi-Montalcini for medicine 60 years later in 1986. The last prize for a researcher born in Italy was in 2007 for Mario Capecchi, who studied at Harvard and now lives and teaches in Utah. But we have to go back 62 years for an Italian researcher who did the bulk of his work in Italy, Giulio Natta, in 1959. Let me end this video with 2 news about Columbus Day, which in the United States is celebrated on the second Monday of October, so this year it will be next Monday, October 11, and here in Italy it has a fixed date, always October 12. The first news is that for the first time in years, Sunday will see the inauguration in America of a new statue dedicated to Columbus. That's wonderful. After years in which the Columbus statue in America have been torn down and vandalized, in a period in which still the Columbus Day celebration are being cancelled and with them the right of Italian Americans to choose their own hero, finally a new statue in Augusta, New Jersey sees the light. Let's hope it's only the first of many. The second piece of good news is that here in Italy, in Florence, friendship agreements were signed between the native people of the Lakota Nation and Italy with the establishment of a day dedicated to Native Americans, October 10. In this occasion, and this is when it gets better, nobody even thought about linking this to cancelling Columbus Day, which, as I mentioned, in Italy is on October 12. This is a tribute to someone, not an offense to someone else. 2 completely different things. This is how you get things done, respecting everybody, not cancelling a culture, a people's right, an icon who changed history in a very positive way. This is how we do things in Italy. It's all for now, it's all for today. My name is Umberto Mucci, this was We the ItaliaNews. I'll see you next Monday, Columbus Day, October 11, in the United States. It's all for now. Ciao from Rome.